Hello, my name is Nate Wessels. I am the developer for the Resting Gardens Cemetery software. And for this tutorial video, I'm going to be going over how to create new plots in mass on your cemetery digital map. Of course, the first step is to make sure you're logged into your cemetery account. A quick way to know if you're actually logged in is if there's a settings icon on the top right, the nav bar on the left, in the bottom right here. There's all three of those are displayed on your device. Secondly, you're going to want to make sure for these steps that you're logged in on a desktop computer like a Mac, a Windows. It won't work on a mobile device or a tablet. Okay, so as done in the how to create or update zones, we're going to use the same zone, the testing zone that is done in the other videos. If you want to know how to create zones, please watch those videos on the links displayed now. Okay, I'm gonna click on this settings icon on the bottom right. If you're logged in on a mobile device, it's not going to give you any options here. It's just going to say, please go on a desktop computer. I'm going to click on Plot Tool. Now, what that's going to allow me to do is select, hey, is this creating new plots or updating new plots? So for now, I'm going to say create new plots, and then it's going to want me to click on the zone that I'm updating, so testing zone. Okay. And if I zoom in, you can tell there's no plots on the map because we haven't created any for this. And then it's going to say, hey, what type of creation type do you want to do? Do you want to create a single plot or do you want to create a row of plots? Now, for this purpose, I'm going to do a row of plots. And it's going to want me to click on 2 points somewhere within that zone. So I'm going to say here and here. And by default, for when you're creating a row, it's set up to just create 10 that are all facing south. Next step is orientation. So if I wanted to, if the markers aren't quite correct, I can just say, hey, move it this many inches north. Same with south, west, and east. And with rotation, you're changing the rotation in degrees from south. So if I were to say 180 degrees, they would all face north. So I'm just going to set it back to 0. Dimensions. By default, set to 48 inches wide and 100 inches in height. Of course, you can make those adjustments however you want. So as you can see, it's growing. If I were to set it back to 100, it would go back to the default. Can do the same thing for the width, but I'm going to set this back to the default for now. Okay, let's say I want to increase the plot count. Right now it's at 10, but let's say I want 100. It's going to put 100 in there. I'm going to decrease that because it's a bit complex to see with the eye. Let's say, let's put it at 26. Okay, and then starting plot identification prefix. Kind of determine how your plots are already kind of ID'd. But for now, I'm just going to say like LA dash and then the starting plot number. So if you zoom in, it's like LA 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Now, here are the plot options. So we got, by default, are these plots visible to the public? If they're not all visible to the public, you can just click that, and they're all going to be hidden. They're all going to be this black color. But let's say like these 2 are visible to the public, but the rest are hidden. And then next option is if the plot is occupied. So if someone's already interned into that location, you can say, hey, all of them are already interned, or none of them interned, but these 2 are interned. Same concept for plot reserved. If someone already purchased it, you can indicate that. Here I'm just going to say, oh, they're all reserved or not all reserved. Let's say these 2 are reserved. And then for the rest of them, I'm going to put them as visible, except for the last few. Just like that. So when these plots are added, they'll all be different colors, and you'll see that here in a moment. I'm going to click next, and this gives me the option to change the location of the plot a little in each individual plot a little bit. So let's do something like this, if that makes sense. I'm going to click next or submit. Give it a moment to submit. Going to exit out. Sometimes it does require a page reload, so I'm just going to refresh the page. And then I'm going to zoom in. Let's see if this, yep, there we go. So as you can see, they're all in the orientation that I put them in that last step. They're all different colors. So you got these two that are marked as visible. Because they weren't reserved and they weren't occupied, they're going to show up as a blue color, indicating to people who go onto your website that, hey, they're available to purchase. White indicates that they're occupied, and red obviously indicates that they're reserved. The blue, they're open, and then you got black to indicate that they're hidden from the public. So if I were to go on here on a non-logged in account, I wouldn't be able to see these black ones. If you want to know how to update plots within a zone, please watch the next tutorial video.